Hey, grab your cup because today we're going to talk about one of the most frustrating moments in life, the moment of reaction. And by the way, I don't know if you can see her, but that's Gabbana. We call her Miss G, and she couldn't care less about any of my lessons. Let me paint this picture. You're standing there and someone says something or does something that pushes a button you didn't even know that you still had. It was a comment, a tone, a misunderstanding. And before you could think, before you could breathe, before wisdom has a chance to step in and say, hey, chill, emotion jumps out first. You react, you defend, you snap, you fire back. And afterward, you walk away and you feel that sick feeling. Not only could you have handled it differently, but you know you didn't show up as a version of yourself that you're becoming. Have you ever felt that? Couldn't be me. Lies. I have felt that so many times. That moment when you're not mad at them anymore, you're mad at yourself because you didn't stay in control. And I've lived that moment more times than I even care to admit. But here's the truth I learned, not in theory, but in real life consequences. Sensible people control their temper, not because they're weak or passive, but because they are powerful and principled. They refuse to allow anyone to pull them out of their chosen identity. Forgiveness is strength, restraint is strength, and emotional control is strength. Today over this cup, we're going to talk about why mastering your temper is one of the most important things you'll ever do, and why forgiveness is one of the most underrated forms of personal success. The first thing we need to realize is that anger is automatic, but mastery is chosen. Here's the truth. Anger doesn't require strength. Anybody can do that. It requires nothing. It's default. It's instinct. It's the easy button of the nervous system. And science backs this up. Whenever we react from anger, our brain's threat center takes over, lowering our ability to think clearly. Simply put, your brain literally becomes less capable of wisdom when you snap. Again, anybody can do that. That's easy. But discipline is divine. Discipline is self-leadership. It's choosing to respond from values rather than react from wounds. I had this crossroad moment a few years ago. Someone said something that hit a sore spot, and the old me wanted to clap back. Don't get it twisted. I'm in front of this camera, but every once in a while I have to push back the clap back. But the old me wanted to clap back. He wanted to prove a point. But I remember this vividly. Something inside me whispered, you can win this moment or lose yourself. Me having this cup is a problem because every time I say something, I'm just gonna take a sip and gesture. But what the whisper said is I have a choice, the reactive version of me or the future version of me. So I remember pausing and I took a conscious breath and I said to myself, I'm choosing peace over proving. And it was that single choice that taught me this truth. Power isn't in the reaction, y'all. Power is in the pause. Before you respond next time, ask yourself, am I trying to protect my peace or am I trying to protect my ego? One elevates us while one imprisons us. The second big block we run into is the thought that forgiveness is surrender. If I forgive them, aren't I letting them off the hook? You don't know what they did. Forgiveness doesn't let them off the hook, but it lets you off of their hook. Unforgiveness isn't justice, it's emotional debt. Every day you hold bitterness, you are paying for something that someone else broke. That don't sound like justice to me. It sounds like bondage. Think of the brick metaphor. Holding anger is like wearing a backpack full of bricks. Every offense, every unresolved memory is like adding a brick to your backpack. And you don't notice the weight at first, but over time, you lose energy, you lose joy, you lose possibility, you lose yourself. Forgiveness doesn't say what you did was fine. Forgiveness says, I refuse to carry the weight of your actions anymore. Forgiveness is not agreement, it's not a cosign. Forgiveness is freedom. And here's the truth. You can forgive someone and still choose distance. You can forgive someone and still choose boundaries. You can forgive and still choose peace. The third point is about the real test of strength, how you treat people who hurt you. Anyone can be respectful when someone is kind. Anyone can be patient when someone understands. That's easy. But the real strength is how we respond to someone that misunderstands us, misjudges us, mishandles us. I heard a story of a man who was asked, "How do you measure a person's character?" He responded, "You measure a person's character by how they treat the one that hurt them, not the one that helps them." That hits hard. Because when you choose mercy over retaliation, you're not saying I'm weak. Conversely, you're saying I'm wise, and I refuse to let your behavior change my identity. And I speak over you right now that you will no longer respond from your wounds. Those days are done. You respond from wisdom. And that is the difference between emotional chaos and emotional mastery. Finally, here's the ultimate benefit. Forgiveness aligns you with your future. Anger lives in the past, but forgiveness lives in the future. Anger keeps replaying what happened. Forgiveness releases what happened so that we can focus on what's ahead. Forgiveness unclogs emotional clutter. It creates room for clarity and it restores creativity. Your future requires space, and forgiveness is what clears that space. Think of it like cleaning the windshield. Have you ever been on a road trip where the windshield got really, really dirty? You can see kinda, but everything is a little blurred. That's what unforgiveness does. It doesn't change the road. It blocks your vision. Forgiveness doesn't change the past. It gives you your sight back. So as I close, I wanna remind you, you are stronger than anger, wiser than impulse, bigger than triggers. You are powerful enough to choose peace in moments where others would choose chaos. Forgiveness is not weakness. Forgiveness is wisdom. It's emotional mastery. It's self-leadership. And every time you choose it, you step into the deeper identity of your future self. Repeat this after me. I choose peace over reaction and strength over anger. In fact, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and throw that in the comments. I choose peace over reaction and strength over anger. Growth isn't a finish line, it's a daily choice. Always remember that growth is a journey. It's not a destination. I'm in it with you, and I'll see you on the next one.